All right, we are going to learn the secrets to the best Southern style barbecue in Central New York. Chef Joe, are you taking us into the kitchen?
Let's go.
Behind the scenes, taking us into his house.
Let's go. 2 minutes.
Now this is a kitchen.
Absolutely. This is where all the magic happens. You know, we have a lot of our sides already set, ready to go right here, so that way it's quick access. Our cheese sauce, our macaroni and cheese, our salt potatoes. I mean, Central New York, gotta have salt potatoes.
You have to have salt potatoes. You have to have beans.
You have to have beans. These are our beans. These are our campfire beans, we call them. They're made with fresh pinto beans. None of that canned stuff. Collard greens, can't have barbecue without collard greens. We take fresh collard greens, cook them down, a little bit of bacon, a little bit of onion, a little bit of jalapeno chili flake.
Yum.
And then we have our brisket chili. This is a little bit different than your average chili. It is ground beef also, but then we take our smoked brisket from the day before, we chop it up, turn it into our brisket chili.
And these are all the sides that are the options that you get to have with your dish.
These are about a third of the actual sides.
Oh my!
Yeah, these are about a third of the sides.
Oh yeah, the corn.
Yeah, the cheesy corn, little
corn.
Green chili, our cheese sauce, some fresh corn, kind of make a nice little porridge out of it. And this is one of the items from a special that we do on a weekend basis. We do a whole smoked prime rib, and this is the smoked au jus that we do with it. You know, fresh beef stock. We take some of our smoked items and put it in there, get that smoke flavor going. We serve that with our...
God, it smells so good back here.
Barbecue.
Exactly.
Good. Absolutely.
So what is this?
This is one of the keys that we use for picking up our barbecue. It is a complete wood fire.
Whoa!
It is a complete wood fire grill. We use a mixture of apple and maple wood. This is one of our fun little items right here.
I love the dish.
This is our jalapeno cheddar cornbread. We make the cornbread here. We start with flour and cornmeal and do the whole process on it. Nothing here is boxed.
I was going to say, everything you keep saying, it's you make it from scratch, you make it from scratch.
99% of what comes across this window right here, we make. The only thing we don't make is the french fries.
What is this? Why is there holes in the... Oh, it's warm.
Absolutely. This is a fun
hot!
Yes, this is a fun little item that we have to pick up our sliced brisket or our prime rib. We take the whole prime rib. Instead of having a normal cutting board on the table like this right here, we would put it on top of here. It keeps it nice and hot. We slice it right on there. It doesn't lose any heat. Whoa.
So your dinner's always warm.
Absolutely.
This is our smoker. It's a wood fire smoker. We load our maple wood into here. Watch for the flames. We build up the fire, we build a bed of embers, and then we load one log at a time to create the smoke without overdoing and creating a full-on campfire.
That's good.
It slow cooks all the meat and gives it a really perfect smoky taste to it.
Maybe that's why it falls off the bone.
That's the idea.
Aha! It is really where the magic begins.
This is our pork butt. This is the finished product. And we go sit it down over here because it is about 200 degrees. We hit it with our mop sauce, which is our little secret recipe.
You're not going to tell me what's in that, are you, Chad?
I'm afraid I can't.
Darn it! I'm trying. I'm really trying.
I tell you, but then I'd have to tell you.
I know it.
We hit it with a little bit of mop sauce. Then we take some plastic wrap. We get it nice and wrapped up, and what that does is let it steam.
I was going to say, you do that hot.
Yes, we let it steam out. It makes it nice and tender and falling off the bone, and it also gives it time for the juices to recirculate. We let it cool down to about 155 degrees, and then we pull it apart, set it in a pan, send it upstairs for cooking. These are our raw ribs. They're baby back ribs. They come with a skin on the back. It's the membrane. What we do is I take an oyster knife, I run it along the bone.
I didn't know you had to do that.
Some places do, some places don't. It's all on a preference sort of thing, but we are one of the places that do. Pull that skin.
And so what's the purpose of taking that off then?
The skin, it's kind of gives it like a crunchy, flaky taste to it. It's one of those things that a lot of places kind of overlook, but when you do take it off, it kind of gives the meat, lets it kind of fall apart a lot better. It gives it that good meat off the bone.
I was going to say, so that's why when I picked it up the last time I was here, it just kind of fell. I mean, you didn't...
Exactly. You know, some of the places, you know, you kind of rip it, it's crunchy. It's just...
Chewy.
Yeah. It's not something...
It's work. You got to work at it.
Exactly. And, you know, a lot of barbecue places, you know, overlook it and just kind of leave it on without. But,
yeah, I didn't even know it was there.
Yeah, we don't cut corners at the Tin Rooster. We make sure every single rib, no matter how tedious it is, no matter how many hundreds of ribs I have to do, we always get them done on every single individual one.
Huh? I got one secret.
So once we get the membrane off, then we hit it with our mustard slather, which is
with pickle juice,
white vinegar, so a lot of vinegar, and then just regular yellow mustard. First we rub it into the bottom, get it nice and coated. And we grab some of our rooster rub, give it a good sprinkle in the bottom. I don't do a full coat just because it's the bottom of the rib, not too many people know it too much, but it's the top of the rib that you want to get a really good crust. So get the top nice and slathered. Go in. Get a nice touch to it.
Now, how long is that going to sit?
We let this sit for at least 24 hours.
Really?
Up to 48. You let all the salt and sugar penetrate the meat and get that flavor built into it, and creates a really good product. You know?
So I got 2 of the 22 ingredients, salt and sugar. I heard it.
The base of it, but there's a lot.
I know. There's 20 more.
Those little spices. That
Exactly.
You don't get. Yeah. When it all comes together.
It finds to be a little bit more on the meaty side than the St. Louis. St. Louis has a little bit bigger of a bone in it, going through making the ribs. We prefer, okay, let me change that. I prefer
the best.
a baby back rib. And with the baby back all-you-can-eat ribs, you start out with 3/4 of a rack. You get started with a cornbread and a side of our campfire beans. Then you can sit here till your heart's content eating ribs.
Oh my God! And it falls off the bone.
Falls off the
bone.
bone.
It's so good. Wow.
Right.
I could eat a lot of ribs for $19.95.
So can I.